Welcome everybody to the Watchlist here in the Latin Nerds Network. As always, ready to go over and review all the shows and movies released on streaming this past week. And as always, set you up for what's going to be released next week. There's another big week of releases, movies, and shows across the board. So that way you can set your very own watch list. Let's get to it. Of course, my introduction to my co-host, live from Houston, the ambassador of love, my big bro, the Senor Jaime, aka Chewy. What up?
Hey, brother, what's going on, man? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday and happy Festivus, just in case. Festivus is all year round.
Happy spring break. How about
Happy
that?
spring. It's a spring break already?
Next week for the kids, yeah.
Close enough. Happy spring break. Enjoy your Disney World land trips for those who are near the
Or
area.
happy land for all our Catholics out there. I don't know, whatever, dude.
Whatever, dude. Who cares? Why go anywhere when there's so much shit to watch? Let's get to it, Chewy. This was like actually a pretty big week here, and we got another
Gee,
big,
it was slammed.
yeah,
It was
another
slammed.
another slam week coming up. So I have to postpone some of the shows I was watching before to catch up on this week's releases. All good. That being said, there's one that came out. I really don't want to talk about that much, and that's Killing Eve for now. Um, we got a couple episodes. It's kind of weird thus far, but this being the last one, I'd rather talk about this at the end, right?
Agreed.
To see how
Agreed.
if it sticks the landing.
And I will say this. It's a little odd to see Jodie Comer dressed up as Jesus.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's just a weird. It's a weird beginning to the show. I honestly don't know what to make of it. So let's see what ends up. This is the last season, so you know how the last seasons go.
I did because I haven't seen well, we both have AMC Plus. I hope you caught up the second episode because they released it a week early on
No,
AMC
yeah,
Plus.
there was two back to backs.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sunday,
yeah.
Monday. Yeah, I noticed. I watch it on Mondays, so
Oh,
I
okay,
had an
okay.
announcement. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, that being said, it's a weird start. But we'll get to that later. Fans either watching at this point or you're not. Let's get to the first one though. This is one I was not going to watch, but I was privy to. How do I say this? The ability to download Paramount Plus and watch at my own peril, if you will. Of course, that is Star Trek's Picard season 2.
Jean-Luc.
This was and it continues to be nostalgia porn to the infinite degree because this is what the show is. Only one episode dropped. And of course, Picard, those who are familiar with, the Next Generation Star Trek and some of the movies afterwards. Me, a Star Trek fan, you're probably watching this, I think. If
Definitely.
nothing else, just because it throws everything at you that you're so familiar with and love, I guess. Even this season, we got Whoopi Goldberg's character back. I don't remember
Hmm.
her being last season. Maybe she was.
No, she was not.
Yeah, we got Q back, who's one of the,
Hmm.
famous characters. This is Picard. Listen, actually, you know what? I got to say, it was actually a good episode.
Yeah,
It was a good
it was
intro.
entertaining.
Yeah,
It was entertaining.
yeah, it was. And I know this time element, right? Time travel thing going to be introduced here.
Yes, yes. I mean, so this is kind of analogous with the how the original series, well, the reboot series ended right with Q and introducing the time travel elements
Hmm.
per se. But well, actually, not they did. It was more of a time spatial element, not time travel, right? Because
Right.
he was experiencing three different timelines simultaneously, and here it's actual though there is going to be some time travel involved to our current timeline, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think they go down to our time, so it's
Yes.
I mean, we've seen this in the Voyage Home, I guess. Now it's more
Hmm.
updated with, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about
A
that.
nuclear vessel.
The weekly vessel. I don't know what to make of this. It's a good episode, but the time travel does
Oh, look, it
concern me.
was fun. I mean,
No, it was good. Listen,
we get
it's good.
a nice time jump as far as where all the characters.
Mhm.
Because obviously, we left off last season. It was all about the artificial intelligence, right? And they're
Right.
getting their reintroducing their independence again, where there was something happening in between. And so we get basically where everybody is right now. So John looks back on his farm, right? He's now overseeing Starfleet Academy,
Mhm.
right? The people at Help 79 is still doing her thing. The other guys have been reinstituted into Starseed. So one's a captain, one's I'm not sure what the other one was. I think they're both captains
Yeah, I think
of
so.
their own ships. There's still ramifications of dealing with Borg technology and everything. The doctor is still around on the same ship, so and obviously, but yes, very heavily in the nostalgia element as far as bringing everything together,
I mean,
right?
yeah.
And where it leaves off.
They always pour on, and this is, I guess, one reason why I watch this show is because of that. Because I mean, I'm very fond of that. iteration of Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
but it's good. I gotta say, listen, nostalgia aside, it's actually a decent episode. The time travel concerns me. We'll obviously reconvene this at the end of the season because I'm curious how it's gonna work. I'm very particular with that, so I don't know. It can go wrong in so many ways at the end of the day. But whatever. Good start thus far. Let's go to HBO Max. The first one is actually a BBC show that got released on HBO Max last week. The Tourist. This one takes place in Australia. We got some guy who's just traveling there, and he gets a truck runs him over or runs him down. Sorry, in his car. He wakes up in a hospital and has amnesia. So now he's trying to put the pieces, the puzzle together, and he's being, pursued by other parties that have interest in him, of which he has no idea why. So it's kind of the basic premise. So Chewy, let you go first. What do you think about this one?
Interesting, good, not great. I've seen I think 3 episodes now.
Mm-hmm.
And the third episode introduces, I guess, the villain, I guess I would say, or the guy, the guy who's behind the scenes,
Right.
trying to chase him down, and it was kind of odd because it's obviously some Greek mobster or something,
Yeah. Something.
mafia
Yeah.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm entertained, but I don't think it's must watch
No,
or
I agree. It's good filler. I mean, it's not a bad
yeah,
show. It's just we've seen this kind of thing before. My only problem with the main character is just not that interesting.
yeah.
He's just like kind of bland. He's there, but there are some surprises. I've seen four. The fourth one introduces a couple interesting elements to him. Like, okay,
Okay.
fair enough. I think it's only six total. It's a limited series, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken. Maybe.
correct.
Okay, so yeah, it's good filler. I mean, don't rush out. But again, if you come across it, you could do worse than this. I mean, that's not high praise. I get it, but I mean, it's hard to rave about a show. It's fine. It's fine, right?
It's way better than the girl before, or whatever that other show we saw. That
Oh
was
yeah,
like four
the
episodes.
girl. Yeah, this is a lot
Yeah,
more entertaining than that. This is burger.
yeah.
This is burgers and fries.
Hmm.
Good meal, whatever. It's not gonna blow you away, but it's gonna satisfy if you get hungry. So, the other one on HBO Max, I was really looking forward to. Flag. Our flag means death. This was a comedy
Hmm.
directed by Taika Waititi. He didn't write it. He directed it. But I guess there's aristocrat who wants to go and become a pirate, and he's the worst pirate of all time. And he
A
has,
gentleman pirate.
yeah, gentleman pirate. And he's got the worst crew of all time along with it, who are tolerating him for whatever reason. So, about 30-minute episodes, I think, more or less. Um, I got my thought. I'm gonna let you go first, Chewy. Let me
I don't know what to think of this
formulate what I'm
show.
thinking here.
To perfectly be honest with you, the first episode I did not laugh. But they dropped 3 episodes, and so okay, let me give it a shot. Right, it was good to see Hodor eating again.
Yeah, that's right.
Game of Thrones fame.
Yeah,
Hold the door
yeah.
is a pirate. Um, it has more than one line, so that's good.
A different word.
Second episode had a little bit more comedy. All right. Third, I mean, I don't think this is a very good show, to be honest with you. I'm gonna keep watching it, but I just don't see it getting any better or any funnier. I think that the humor is falling flat to me, right? This is not Rick and Morty. This is not Murders in the Building. This is not After Party. Well, I'm legitimately laughing. This is got its ha-ha moments, but it's not. It's I don't know. Maybe I just don't get the humor. I just not hitting with me.
I I was kind of curious what you thought because I'm on the same page. I incredibly disappointed in this, and I got good
Yeah.
reviews leading into it. Like, okay, listen, I love Taika Waititi. He didn't write it, so in his defense, right? So fair enough. But yeah,
This is not in that other show he does in the Shadows, that vampire show.
right, which is
This
funny.
is not this.
Yeah, this
Yes.
it's not funny, and I'm not laughing. You're right. It's a couple of moments I'm like, okay, that's funny, but it's so far and few in between. I'm just not laughing, and it's trying so hard. And it's got some cool characters, but it's just I don't know. I've seen all three.
Mhm.
Leslie Jones comes in into the third
No,
episode.
that's probably the funniest part
Yeah,
so
she
far.
was she was good. Some I think we got Taika Waititi is going to be in it. He's playing Blackbeard, and I think
Mhm.
we're going to see him in this next
That's
episode.
who's playing Blackbeard.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's in
good.
the next episode, I believe. So things may get better. I just I'll watch it just because I just really want to like the show, honestly. But it's just not good. It's just not funny.
I don't think it's that
Yeah,
funny.
it's a comedy.
Not maybe my expectation. I hear Checker with Tate, and I hear that what he guy knows funny. He writes comedy very
He
well.
does, but
He
again,
knows comedy.
he
I
didn't
mean,
write this. So again,
yeah, that's
yeah,
the thing.
I'm not putting
So,
it on
but
him
it's just
for the most part. But I was excited because of his involvement. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I want to love the show because of him, but it's just not funny. It's a comedy. All you
Mm.
have to do is be funny. You don't have to be great. It'll be the best story in the world, but if you laugh, who gives a shit, right? It is what it is. And like After Party's example was not the best show ever, but you laugh. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
mission accomplished, right? So yeah, incredibly disappointing. I'm not recommending it right now. I really not. If I watch the next three, I think they're dropping one a week. I'm not sure what the schedule is
Yes.
after this. If by the 6-1, those last three episodes blow me away. Maybe we'll bring it back up. But for now, I'm not recommending it. It's just not. It's just not
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, even for Taco TV fans, it's kind of disappointment. Um, Move on to a better show. I thought was much better. This was on Hulu. Hulu's actually been doing decent lately, and this is
Mm-hmm.
the Dropout. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
the true story. We got Amanda Seyfried playing Elizabeth something. What's it? I forgot her name.
Holmes.
Holmes, yes, who was infamous from back in late 2000s. She developed, well, she was trying to develop a system to test your blood at home, right? Change the
A
face.
blood testing
Yeah,
device.
change the face of medical for really everyone, right? Making it more affordable and yada yada yada. And I guess she got in over her head and is doing things which were deemed to be unsavory and found herself in big trouble as a result. Good story, and I guess I didn't know too much about it. But it's good, man. 3 episodes dropped on Hulu, and I'm enjoying it because I didn't know what was going on. I thought she was scamming, like a scam artist from the beginning, and I think she was.
I thought the same thing
Yeah.
until I saw this and did a little bit more research. So no, obviously she started from a place of good intention,
Yes.
right? She had an
Correct.
idea,
Hmm.
and she had, she put a prototype together, but having a good idea and having a working product are two mutually exclusive ideas.
Right. It is.
There's 1,001 good ideas, but if we can't put pen to paper, it's just that.
Like a flag
It's
means
just an
death is
idea.
like example of a great idea, which is not.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Not to beat a dead horse, but but yeah, but yeah, she wasn't like it wasn't like what's the with the opioid thing and the pharmacy knew what was going on. They're doing it anyway,
No,
right?
no,
It's not,
no,
it's not
no,
like
no. There was nothing. It didn't start nefarious.
right. She
By
had
far
yeah,
from
she
it.
really legitimately had a great idea. It was a really good idea. She just
Mhm.
her and her team were not able to execute it, but she built this. She was became the CEO of a company, got a lot of investors behind her under false pretenses, and it kind of goes from there. But it's very interesting. I'm enjoying it. I like her in it. Good
Mhm.
story, and it's recent, so it's not like it's way back. It's 2000. It's
No,
funny
it's
because
just
I had
within
like
the last,
yeah the last
you know,
15 years, not even 15, less before
yeah,
15
10 to
years. Yeah.
15 years. I mean, it started in 2003, so it's within this couple
Right.
of decades.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then you go and it picks up 2007, 2008. It's funny because I have
Mhm.
I have a scene where they go where the very first iPhone is sold and there's a huge line outside the store and like okay, you just
Uh,
it's still fresh in our
that,
memories,
that
We're
that
still
that
school though.
seems like such a long time ago, relative to where we are now. Yes, back in the day, and we weren't young. We were obviously in our 30s and approaching our 40s, and yeah, and remembering those Apple craze days when the first
Yeah.
iPhones and
People
went in line and
people made
like
in line.
idiots
Yep.
and stuff.
It was a big rage and all that. Listen, it changed the face of technology for us for at least for the last 10 years, obviously. But yeah, good story. I'm digging it. I'm recommending it. I think Hulu, Pam and Tommy was good, and that's ending soon. This is one to pick up with
Mhm.
that one. So if you like a good true story, this is the one to watch. And again, this is not one that I didn't know much about it. I didn't even know who the hell she was. To be honest with you, I never heard about this before for the most part. So I'm interested. Um, Netflix. I'm talking about Netflix. That's very rare. Let's talk about Netflix. Pieces of Her. This thriller
Mhm.
starring Toni Collette, which I adore. She's great. It's a thriller. I guess she is, her and her daughter. Small town. Her daughter's, going through some issues and whatever. And they're out eating lunch one day or whatever for her birthday, daughter's birthday. And I guess some young guy walks in, is kind of sitting there. He gets up and approaches this woman, I guess his ex girlfriend and her mother, and shoots them both in cold blood. So shooting other people, is gonna shoot her daughter because she works for the police, but as like a dispatcher kind of thing.
Yeah, 911
Yeah, exactly. So
dispatcher
she's not really a
operator. Yes.
cop per se, but the uniform's on. The guy's like wanted her to shoot him or whatever, and the mom, Tony Collette's like, no, that's my daughter. It's not happening. Ends up killing the guy. It happens at the beginning of the show, and then from there, that kind of opens a can of worms because apparently Tony Collette's character was in hiding with all this
Mhm.
exposure has brought on everybody from out the bushes. Now they're going after her and et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
So what you think about this one, Chewy?
I'm enjoying. I've only seen 2 episodes, but I'm enjoying it. And obviously, it's a good thriller mystery. The Tony Collette character, we come to find out, is not what she seems, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we see that more in episode two. I won't get too spoilery. And so I'm still trying to find out, what she's part of and what's going on, and who's after her. We're still trying to dig through that, but it's fairly interesting. good action, good pace.
Mhm.
And I think it's only episodes, so this is what I expect from these limited series type shows from Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. And it feels like a Netflix show in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen three. The
Mm-hmm.
first episode is really good. I mean, it sets up so well. Like I didn't expect to
Mm-hmm.
see that, right? I hadn't really seen the trailer for the show. The next two aren't as good. It takes a little step down, but it's still interesting. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't say run of the mill thriller that's not doing it, it's doing it a disservice, but solid, good thriller. Like I like this better than the tourist. I will compare in the same vein.
I would say
Yeah.
absolutely yes.
And
Yeah.
there's a show, both thriller shows, whatever. People with hidden past and etc. So they're kind of very similar in vein. This was a lot better and better produced. I'm enjoying it. I'm recommending. Again, it's filler. It's not much watch. And I know there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of shows out there. I get it, but you run across it, save it for later. It's not a bad watch. I said you're two and I'm three, and so wait, how many
Yeah.
episodes? You said eight.
It's 8
Okay.
episodes.
Is it limited or is this?
I'm pretty sure this is limited, but I have to double check.
I hope so. I don't want to see one season is probably good enough for
Mm-hmm.
this kind of story. So, but it's good. It's very interesting,
Mm-hmm.
engaging. I like it. Tony Collette's always great. There's enough juice behind it to keep you guessing. There's some surprises here and there, so I'm enjoying it. The last one here, this one I think we're both looking forward to because we're huge fans of the property, and that's of course is The Boys. The Boys, of course, one of the
Diabolical.
best shows, not the best show on TV right now. Season 3 in June, if I'm not mistaken. So we got Boys
Mm-hmm.
Diabolical. There's an animated series it's in the same world as it takes place in The Boys.
Yeah, an
Animated.
anthology. Yeah.
Yes, an
Mm-hmm.
anthology, six episodes or 8 episodes. I don't know, whatever it
Eight
is.
episodes. Eight.
Eight.
It's eight.
Very short. It's
Eight. Well, it's eight 15-minute episodes, so
right.
these are short.
Yeah, it's only 15 minutes. Some of them are 10, 11 minutes, really. The credits
Oh,
are a
okay.
couple minutes long. So it's not. So you can, in an hour and a half, you can probably watch the whole thing. And took an hour. I watched like, I think five of them. I didn't realize it was that short. And yeah, each one, we see some of the characters we know, Homelander, and then the Aquaman guy,
May.
Maeve,
Yeah.
of course, we see them. So
The deep.
the
The
deep, there
deep.
we go. Yeah, so it's in the world, and they're in this home, right? In the same vein, it's graphic as fuck. It's incredibly adult.
Yeah.
This is invincible level of violence, even more so
But
than the
each
boys.
episode is an homage to a different type of animation.
Yes,
So the first one, the laser baby, the day out of the laser baby, is akin to some of the old
like Looney Tunes.
Bugs Bunny,
Yeah.
Looney Tunes, the original Bugs Bunny feel and look, right? Not the content, just the feel and the look. Um, and guest voice actors up and down each episode. I mean, they brought everyone out of the word. Michael Cera, Seth Rogen, the guy who played Lucius Malfoy, Isaac. I can't remember his first name. Fucking Isaac. He's been in so many different things. I mean, so you see it across the stuff. I mean, they also had Don Cheadle in a couple episodes. So I mean, they brought and as far as writing directors, I mean, we had Justin Roiland doing
Yeah.
one of the episodes here. So I mean, it's everyone putting their hand in the pot and doing a little bit of cooking.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
yeah. I think even one has Aquafina. She wrote and
yes,
she wrote and
yes.
she's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that's the last one I saw is D Word's episode. It's just,
Aisha Tyler did
yeah.
one. She did this. I think the soups one. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I mean, that was a great episode. I've seen four as my favorite episode so far. It's soup because it's an homage to the original drawing of the boys' novel, graphic novel, aka comic, right? So it doesn't look like the soup. It's got Billy Butcher, it's got Frenchie, it's got some other characters, and it's just brutal, man.
They're all really brutal as hell. I like that the second episode, because it was very Rick and Morty.
But that was the one written or directed by Justin Roiland,
Yeah,
Rick and Morty fame.
of course.
And the title of that one was just ridiculous. It's like, how watching Soups kill off their parents or something. Why Soups kill off their parents? And it was funny. You look at some of the dialogue, and it comes literally straight. It's in your face. Straight. So we can call it whatever we want. So we went with this.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
that's what they put on the screen.
Yeah, so I guess in this one, I think they like these soup babies who were abandoned, and now they want to take revenge on the parents, and it sounds ridiculous, but
They
it's
took the compound B, the babies. I mean, the two parts are you get the boombox head. We got the one with the hut, the smoking nuts.
yeah.
Like, oh,
We got the narrator who narrates the show, who just his power is to narrate.
Christian
Christian
Slater.
Slater,
Yeah,
right? It's just ridiculous,
yeah.
but I mean, if it works and it's funny, that was actually one of my favorite episodes. But listen, but like any anthology, it's up and down, right? Every anthology I've ever seen is you get the good stuff, maybe some great things in there, and some bad episodes, and this is exactly what this is. But at 10, 12 minutes long, whatever, right? Like for me,
Doesn't even matter.
that Aquafina one, that's when I watched was awful, which is bad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
terrible. She has a power. She talk to her own shit. It's dumb. It's really bad. But that being said, also some good stuff here. So mixed bag. But listen, 10 minutes, okay, and there's some good gems in there, and it's the boys, so whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not a great show, but I can easy watch. Like I said, in an hour you can probably knock down five of them at least, 4 or 5 of them because they're that quick. Not bad. I didn't love it. I love but I'll finish watching. I got a couple more left. I'll definitely watch that and kind of prep myself for the boys coming. Yes, I think we're both
Mm-hmm.
incredibly excited for season 3.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Everyone should. But that being said, so that's the shows for this week. Again, mixed bag, but there's some good stuff in there.
I do want to drop one other documentary that we didn't mention last
Uh-huh.
week, and I should have. That came out on Amazon Prime. It was the 3-part documentary on Fat Tuesdays. So basically, it covers from like mid 90s to the end of the rise of hip hop comedy that came up in the 90s and mid 2000s in LA. So it started in a comedy club and by Guy Torre and Joe Torre, who you've probably seen from so many
Yeah.
different movies and cameos that they've made throughout the last 20 plus years. And brings up all these classic I mean, we're talking about guys who got cut their teeth at the Comedy Store back in mid '90s. Guys like Cedric the Entertainer, Leslie Jones. We just mentioned. Obviously, a guy like Joe Torre cut their teeth and became famous. Running that show and doing stand up there. Kevin Hart was part of that. I mean, so many great, funny people, and it kind of goes through a 3-part series really quickly, kind of going through the start, middle, and the end, and the legacy of Fat Tuesdays at the Comedy Store.
Okay, I'll check that one out because I did catch up on the Lincoln
Mm-hmm.
Dilemma. Very good, excellent.
I mean, it
Plus,
had like how
fantastic.
Nick Cannon started, Tiffany Haddish, which she wasn't even legal at the time, trying to getting a piece of that. I mean, she was still in high school for Christ's sake, right?
Okay, I'll check that one out.
I mean, yeah, it's really
Okay.
you recognize the names and Chris Rock. I mean, all these cats that at that time, then this is obviously post. I think before that we had Red Fox, we had Richard Pryor, and obviously Eddie
Eddie Murphy.
Murphy, right? But then at the advent of the '90s, with the creation of Fat Tuesdays, I mean, we had an explosion of great urban comics, right?
Okay, I'm down. I'll watch it. Absolutely. I let you know when that had come out, so I'll put that on the I'll
Mm-hmm.
put that on the queue.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's talk about next week. Big week starting today. We mentioned this last week, but we'll reiterate these three since it's a new week, technically speaking. 3 shows today, 2 on Stars. That's the Outlander season. I don't know, 1006.
You were
There you
six.
go. I
Six.
lost count.
Stop it. Stop it.
Just kidding. And I don't watch the show, so whatever. Shining Veil, which is like this horror comedy starring Courtney Cox. That's also out today. The one I'm looking forward to, I mentioned last week, was Winning Time on HBO. Adam McKay's story about the Showtime Lakers, Magic, Kareem, etc. Jerry Buss. That's tonight, so I'm excited. I think it's a limited series. HBO, I'm assuming they drop one. When it's Sundays, usually it's one episode. Usually, maybe they may drop one.
More
or
than
two.
likely, yeah.
But I could see it dropping 2. But that being said, that starts today, so I'm excited about that one.
I think it's just one because it's not simulcast, but it drops on the HBO channel, right? The brand, so
Okay.
it's just a weekly drop.
Then
It's not,
there's
it's
probably a
not,
weekly
it's
drop.
not strictly HBO Max.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, so that's what I assume. So that one looks very interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. On the 9th, we got a few days to catch up on all the shows, but it gives us some little room to breathe. The Last Kingdom, season 5. That's a show I don't watch. I think you do, Chewy, on Netflix.
Final season.
Yeah,
Yes.
final season.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a fan, I assume you finish and you're a big fan of Viking
Right.
Valhalla. So this is I get this is more fictionalized story, but takes a perspective from the English side of things, right? Still fighting the Danes and the various 5 kingdoms in England. That time wasn't the United Kingdom, was all these little fiefdoms and whatnot. But I've been a big fan of that show for a while, and so still in the same vein as Vikings.
Yeah, so also this is the last season. I wasn't 100% sure on
Yeah.
that. So okay, fair enough.
Yep, this is the end.
Another one here looks interesting on AMC Plus. That's That Dirty Black Bag, kind of a spaghetti western. Looks good. I forgot who stars in it. I'm escaping me, but that comes out on the 10th. That one looks good. I'm actually looking forward to that one. A couple movies. One on the 11th, Netflix. That's The Adam Project. Of course, Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. He's, I guess, traveling back, sees himself as a young kid, and there's an alien invasion or something. I don't know, something along those lines. But either way, the same people behind Free Guy are behind this one. So that's a plus.
Free Guy,
Chewie.
great movie.
Okay, you did. I was asking if you didn't see it.
Funny stuff,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
hilarious.
Free Guy is great. It really is. So I'm hoping for this just for that reason because we got the same people behind it and we got that Ryan Reynolds. So whatever. Doing Ryan Reynolds, that's what he does. But whatever, I love it anyway. Who cares? But looking forward to that one. The other movie is Turning Red on Disney Plus. The same day, the 11th, on Friday. Pixar. So I'm in.
New Pixar original.
Pixar
Yeah.
original. So that's all. That's all I need to hear. That's all anybody needs to hear. To be honest with you. Pixar is the most consistent studio for the last 20, almost 30 years. To be honest with you. And actually, some of the early reviews were actually very good on this one. So I'm excited about that. Again, Disney Plus, Turning Red. Amazon Prime, we got Upload on the 11th as well. We had four things, 2 movies, 2 shows that Friday. Yeah, season 2. This is one a show which I think we liked. I didn't love it.
I enjoyed it. It's a lot funnier than Dark Black Means Death. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, I can't argue that.
But this is comedy slash mystery, right?
Right. Yeah. The premise is cool.
And I guess sci-fi, right? It's mixed all three
No,
together.
there's sci-fi because I guess this premise where we die, your conscious is uploaded to this. And I guess.
Oh yeah, your
like a resort. Yeah, a resort.
To
right.
upload your conscious to a virtual reality.
Right.
So this is obviously the metaverse type of thing. So, but you're dead physically. You're physically dead. But it's just your consciousness has been uploaded to
a
machine.
Yeah, if you have money, you can buy things.
Even within there is still a separation of classes within those who have lots of money and can get whatever they want. Those that are slumming it still in the virtual world, but they're slumming it, right? They get bread and water at a very cheap apartment versus a lavish surroundings and spotlight treatment and servers and all that stuff.
So yes, it's a has and have nots kind of thing, but it's funny. It's funny. It's quaint. I'm hoping season 2 goes a little deeper into all that and gives a little bit more, but not a bad watch either way. And the last one, Apple Plus. Apple Plus has been hitting it well, bro. I mean, they've been killing it as far as I'm concerned. I mean, like I said, Lincoln, the Lincoln Dilemma was really good. Documentary. After Party just ended well. Really funny show.
Did you see it coming, by the way? The ending?
No, actually, I didn't see the.
Okay, you didn't see you didn't figure out who done it.
No, I was like, what they got here? So but it was put together. I think it was not a great ending, but it was a solid ending. But
and good news has been renewed for season 2.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, that's a cool show. Apple Plus, you guys should watch. I got to catch up on the last episode of Severance, which show's been very good, very good. The Suspicion's good. I got to catch up on that one, but that's another good show.
Oh man, this episode of Severance, the ending, wow.
Okay, so yeah, I'll probably watch it today. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So they've been doing really good here, man. They've been pumping the shows out. I mean, the last one here is on the 11th. I'm just trying to pronounce his name.
I think the T's silent.
I don't know, Palemi or Telemi. I don't know. One of those is silent.
Yeah.
Gray. That's the name of a person based off a book. I think so.
With Samuel L. Jackson as the lead role.
The baddest motherfucker around. He stars in it. And I guess has mental issues, dementia, or Alzheimer's or something. I don't know, but he gets one of the two. He gets some kind of treatment that kind of reinvigorates his memories, and something goes on from there. And the trailer wasn't very revealing, but it looks good. Apple Plus, Samuel Jackson. Enough said as far as I'm concerned, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
Well, we'll give it a shot because we had the same. It looks like we had the same conversation with our flag being dead. We said Pirates.
Listen,
Psycho with Titty.
I agree. Listen, I get it.
Max. Yeah, we checked all 3 boxes.
Check the boxes. Yeah, it made me shit, but it's just enough there to say, okay, I'm in, right? I'll walk through the door. What happens when I get inside the room? I don't know, but I'm walking through the door. Let's see what happens. Like I said, Apple Plus is on the roll as far as I'm concerned. I think that they're creeping up. They may be right. It might be second right behind Netflix. I don't know. Maybe right now. Maybe I'm trying to think.
As far as I mean, definitely no one can keep up with Netflix
is
as far
number
as the
one.
quantity.
Yeah,
but we focus on the quality, and when you start comparing quality, I mean, obviously, Apple Plus has made a significant investment. When it first started out, it was a couple shows, like For All Mankind. I love that show. I caught out that one late, right? But there was few and far between. I wasn't a big fan of News Mornings or whatever, some of the other ones, But now, over the last, I'd say, couple quarters, I mean, they've been chucking out these hits. I mean, we had Foundation, right, which I really enjoyed. The Alien one, okay, whatever. So there's always
Ted Lasso, fantastic.
Ted Lasso, fantastic. I mean, the After Party, great stuff. And all of a sudden, now this year, it's like Severance, wow,
Yeah,
right? And we had with
for
Suspicion,
sure.
great mystery, and now this one. So it's like back to back to back. They're starting to
They're creepy.
accumulate
Yeah,
a
they're creepy.
library.
I
Yeah,
probably put them behind HBO Max. I don't want. I misspoke there before I get there. But
probably
yeah,
because HBO has more volume
they
still, and it
do.
has a
Right.
legacy HBO flagship. But now it's with HBO, you get everything under
Right,
the
exactly. Yeah, and
WB
they gave us
umbrella.
Peacemaker,
Yeah.
like, which is great. So,
Mm.
so it's but the Apple Plus is definitely making its run there. Of the latter.
Speaking of Peacemaker, I did watch an HBO Max the Fast Saga last night just to
Oh,
watch it.
oh, sorry to hear that.
Oh, that was so. I mean, yeah, I mean, see Ludacris and Tyrese in space and these
It's so bad. It's really.
it
Oh, that movie, Fast Nine. Like I
was.
said, they do things that
I was like,
they do
wow.
things that the characters in Marvel aren't capable of doing. Yeah, that's just how ridiculous. It's just
Yeah, no joke, no joke.
it's,
And it was sad to see that the Warrior actor, because I forgot he was in the original Tokyo Drift.
mm,
You see him in Warrior.
yeah,
I love that show. Can't wait for the show
fantastic
to come
show.
out. But I forgot he was in Tokyo Drift as one of the
Hmm.
mechanics in the original
Yeah,
one. I see him like, oh, dude,
yeah, yeah.
why? You could have said
You gotta
no.
eat, dude.
You could have said no.
You
I
gotta eat.
know.
So listen, I don't blame people being in the movie. You
Yeah.
gotta. I understand that.
I mean, Bow Wow. Looks like he and his twin, man. They
It's that.
got
But if I haven't seen Fast Nine, I mean, like I said, that is the most. It's ridiculous,
ridiculous,
but
over the
it's an
top.
animated film in real life.
Even without this whole space
Oh,
shenanigans, it was just
that
ridiculous.
yeah,
And
that was just a cherry on the top.
yeah, that was
Trust me,
like, yeah, I mean,
that's nothing. That's like the most.
literally duct taping these aqua suits to go
No,
into space.
it's
I'm like,
so bad. I mean,
oh,
and that scene was probably the most realistic scene out of the film. That's how. Yeah, just to give you an idea of what we're talking about. It's just really bad.
really? Going up in the spaceship? Hi, we're coming to.
It's
It's really
so
good.
bad. It's so bad. Uh, fucking hated
Anyway,
that movie.
sorry, I
Nobody hated
digress.
it, but it is an HBO for whatever that's worth. But
Mm.
either way, so you set up next week. What nine? I think nine shows, a couple movies coming out.
Hmm.
I probably won't be watching all of them, but that being said, we'll let you know how those
We'll
go
try.
about. We'll do a bet. I mean, it's a couple of, like Outland I don't watch anyway, or The Last Kingdom, so that narrows it down some.
Yeah, that's less
Right,
crazy.
exactly. So, with that being said, we'll cast the other one, let you know what we thought of that. And of course, we'll set you up for the week after. All the way, that's the show. Chewy, thank you again. Everyone out there, subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.